Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me. It's me. It's Mike Lepre, King Michael. This is Bar Fongool, our open sports talk forum podcast get together, uh, meeting, kumbaya, whatever else you want to call it. It is, oh boy, get ready for this, math geeks. 05052022. I'm sure there's something about today that you could tell me that has something to do with those numbers. Joining me as always, however, Buddy Fair. What's up, buddy?
Good evening, Mike. I don't have a beer this evening. I have my water. It's very delicious. It's going down smooth. The weekend is the time for the beers.
There you go. There you go. Keeping it, you
Doing a little healthy stuff. I ran, Mike, for the first time last night. For the first time since I was probably 16 years old playing football at the good old LaSalle Academy, I ran 0.62 miles with my uncle who's like 62 years old around CrossFit, and I was pretty much spent after the fact, but I ran.
Hey, that's amazing.
Crazy, blows my mind.
It's amazing because, like, here's the thing: you're not a spring chicken. I'm not saying you're an old guy. I'm just saying,
no, right. I don't have any grays in my beard yet, but yeah, I'm not. I'm over 40, and of course, I smoked cigarettes for 23 years, and I definitely still feel it, you know.
So
but
wait, how old are you?
I'm going to be 43 in June, Michael.
You look so much younger than that. I feel like
I'm that all the time. People say, like, are you like 28? I'm like, oh, I wish I was 28.
Man, I feel like I'm like 10, 20 years older than you.
Yeah,
no, but like at an age like this, it's not hard to, it's not easy to turn it back because everything's working against you. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
my back is working against me. The arthritis in my back, the arthritis in my knees, the arthritis in my shoulders. Everything sucks. So I mean, but I'm fighting back on the other side. So I balance it out a little bit.
And you know what it comes down to, buddy? And it reminds me of like the sport of boxing. It comes down to no longer trying to get rid of pain, but sometimes just accepting it. Like, there's just certain ailments now from, like, you know, working out or whatever it is I do to keep myself in shape that, like, I know is going to hurt. You know, if I do a certain thing, like, I know it's going to hurt. Like, for some reason, I can't use my right arm to take off my left shoe because I pull something in my shoulder every time. And I know what that's from, but it's just like, I can't believe it's still that type of injury. You know what I mean?
Blows my mind, man. They told me like 20 years ago when I like broke my shoulder, they're like, oh, it's gonna be 6 weeks in a sling. You do some physical therapy, you'll be fine. They don't tell you like, hey, in 20 years you're gonna get like this new pain that's gonna really suck, and you're gonna have that for the rest of your life. So, cheers.
Yeah, no, it's it quite honestly, like after 40, they're not trying to fix you.
No, not at all.
They're just trying to get you to, you know, deal with it and go home.
Right.
That's basically it. I'm gonna break this bottle. I could never find. You would think that I could find a beer opener, right?
Oh, just use your wedding ring, Mike.
At the bar. And buddy, once again, I don't have one. When you were last here, I couldn't find one. There I go. It's impossible to find. Oh, and by the way, these are still the Stefano.
Oh, Stella Artois. That's a good one, Mike. I like that.
I
could drink like 20 of those. I'd probably like pass out afterwards because they're fairly strong, but they are so smooth and delicious, and I am a little bit envious that you're drinking a Stella.
They are very delicious, buddy. I wanted to delve into first the USFL. Now, through the first 2 weeks, we were 7-1 each.
We were each 7-1, Mike.
All right. Last week, however, where did we end up?
I was 2-2 myself.
All right, let's go through the games. Hold on, let's go through
the games, Mike.
All right. So week 3 finals. Okay. I don't remember the odds, but let's go with this. The Bandits beat the Gamblers only by 1.
Yeah.
I think I went with the Gamblers, right? Because
I think you did. I think I did as well.
because it's the team for our show,
Right.
right?
Right. No,
And they
actually,
definitely
honestly, I
covered
think
this.
it was dogging the Gamblers because they have a poopy quarterback, and he had a 48%
Yeah, you
rating
might have
in
took
the first 2 weeks. I think I picked the Bandits.
Yeah, I went with the Gamblers though. I think I stayed at home, and the thing is, they definitely covered because I know the Bandits were favored.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's I mean now 8-1. You're now I'm sorry, I'm 8-1, and you're now 7-2. Right, moving on to the next game.
Next game.
We both got this one wrong. I know we did. The New Orleans Breakers losing to the Stallions. That game looks so ugly. It's like, what happened to the Breakers? Like, what happened in this game that they didn't know what to do? You know what it is? Is the Stallions defense is that good? It's
Yeah,
that
right.
good as
They're really good.
advertised. They're 3-0.
I mean, the first 3 quarters, it was kind of a defensive battle. New Orleans, they had the lead for most of the game, but 8 minutes left in the game, they shit their pants and they allowed a touchdown, and that's all that it took, and that was the end of it for them.
But so
Really
right,
great battle, between 2 undefeated football teams. That Birmingham came ahead and was able to pull it
so
off.
this now makes you 7-3, makes me 8-2, right?
Yeah.
Moving on to the
Well,
next game.
hold
I
on.
know
Oh
we
yeah,
picked
I
Michigan.
picked New Orleans.
I know we picked Michigan. Right?
No, I never picked Michigan, Mike. I think they're trash. And I picked Pittsburgh. I remember saying Pittsburgh was 0-3, but they had a decent showing against New Jersey, and they put up like 23 points. And I felt like that they could do that against Michigan, who was also trash, but Michigan ended up showing up.
Buddy, I know I had Michigan. I would never pick Pittsburgh. Remember me saying that?
Right, you've been talking nothing but trash about Pittsburgh, and I think I remember you calling me like a dum dum for even picking Pittsburgh, but
Yes,
I
I
had
did.
some weird faith that they were going to pull it off, and they ended up pulling off a big 0.
So you're now 7-4, and I'm 9-2. Okay. Last game, I'm almost 100%. I picked the Generals. I hate Philadelphia.
Yeah, I definitely picked Philadelphia.
Wow, you went 0-4 then, bud.
Yeah, Philly put up a big score. I want to say I picked. Did I pick Birmingham? No, I did. I picked New Orleans. Shit. Yeah. So I guess I'm not 2-2. I guess I'm 0-4.
Buddy, you dropped for the season, right? To 7-5. But do you know?
I'm still above 500, Mike. I got this.
But do you know what the champ has done?
What's your record, Mike?
10-2, buddy.
It's only 3 games, Mike. It's a week. It's a
3
week
weeks.
in NFL.
3 weeks, 12 games. I'm 10-2. Come on. Come on. How good is that?
That's kind of good, Mike. That's kind of good.
If there's anybody that's listening to this, and we got to somehow get this out, if there's anybody that wants to bet the USFL, I'm 10-2. I'm 10-2. I'm not lying. I'm 10-2. All right, let's go on to I don't know what else to tell people, man. It's like, all right, week 4 games, bud. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, good. Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll this. You know what that bad word is.
The Friday night game at 10:00 Eastern, found on FS1, which is lovely because I have that, is the Philadelphia Stars at the Michigan Panthers.
All right, let's see what the do we know the all right, what are the odds? Do we know the odds? I gotta find the
odds. The pick is the Panthers are giving 1.
All right.
Projected score.
Philadelphia's -1. Philadelphia's -1.
-1, yeah.
All right. I already know who I like. I already know who I like in this game.
17, so what's that?
I already got this game.
Okay. Who are you gonna pick, Mike?
I know this is and you're gonna mock me, but this is gonna be an easy one. Philadelphia will win by more than 1. The Panthers,
I think Philadelphia. Like I had faith in Philly last week. I tend to think that they're gonna be able to put up points. They got a good. Wait a minute. No, you know what? I'm gonna change my mind, Mike, because Brian Scott, who is the quarterback for Philadelphia, had a season-ending middle knee injury the middle of the game last week against the Generals, so he will not be playing.
Yep.
I know Jamar Smith came off the bench for Birmingham and has rocked it since. Magoo went down, but I don't have the same faith in the backup for Michigan. Nor do I have any faith for the state of Michigan either. So I'm going to pick Philadelphia.
Hey, buddy, I'm starting to appreciate your professional style of giving your picks. It
you
sounds
like that?
It sounds actually like you've been listening to Brother Ray.
Maybe a little bit.
Like if I had to make a comparison, you got a little Brother Ray in your voice. All right, I get the dogs, as you can hear, both. God forbid someone comes near my house. I have 2 dogs that are so either ferocious or gigantic. They'll probably just leave bones if they ever get aggressive. Buddy, let's go to the next game. We both took Philadelphia.
The next game, Saturday afternoon on Peacock, which unfortunately I don't have, is the New Jersey Generals at the Pittsburgh Maulers, who are mauling nobody but themselves.
How big the spread for Jersey?
Jersey is giving 9.5 big points to Pittsburgh.
You mean they're minus 9.5, right?
Yeah, minus 9.5.
Can they beat Pittsburgh by 10? Here's the thing. Have there been any games where it's been like, how many games have been by 10?
Well, there were a few last week. Michigan 24-0.
2, 3.
Most of them are closer than that.
3 games all year have been 10 or more.
Blowouts,
buddy. 3 games all year have been 10 or more.
Right.
However, Pittsburgh sucks.
Pittsburgh does suck.
I'll take Jersey winning by 10.
Jersey has a killer running game in DeAndre Johnson. He ran for 264 yards last week. Trey Williams is doing the same, and they have Darius Victor doing good things. So I'm going to go ahead and pick New Jersey because New Jersey. We saw them play week 1 against Birmingham, who's number 1 right now and undefeated. And they put up a pretty good fight. So I'm going to go New Jersey. The New Jersey Generals.
So we're both unanimous in our genius decision. See, buddy, now you're agreeing with me. You're coming back over to like the winning side, the 10 and 2
winning side, Mike.
Yes, the 10 and 2 side. Like
Saturday evening at 7 p.m. on Fox, prime time. It's the Tampa Bay Bandits against the Birmingham Stallions. Birmingham minus 3.5 points.
All right. Birmingham minus 3.5 against the Tampa Bay Bandits. What did we learn about Birmingham last week?
That they are undefeated. That they are the best of the best.
All right. And now, what do me and you personally think about Tampa's 2-1 record?
That it was kind of a fluke because Tampa beat the Maulers
in the Gamblers.
Nobody and
the Gamblers by 1.
The Gamblers by 1. And the Gamblers.
So what does that mean when they face teams like New Orleans? Oh, wait a minute, buddy. The score was 34-3. So New Orleans got beat by Birmingham by 8, 22-13.
Yep.
You put math together. You do a little bit of math there for the math geeks. And Birmingham's going to smack the snot out of Tampa.
Yeah, Jamar Smith's going to put it up all night. It's going to I think I can see them definitely covering that spread and taking the win easily.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. No doubt in my mind.
Bang. Oh, but it's uneasy that we're taking favorites, but that's just how the game seemed to play out.
The Stallions are they're a good team, and the only home team actually in the USFL, I guess you could say, even though they all play in the same stadiums.
All right, well let's go for the Sunday night game, the finale.
The finale at 3 p.m. It's not night. It's 3 p.m. It's on NBC, WNBC. The Gamblers are at the New Orleans Breakers. New Orleans is minus 4.5. The Gamblers, they have a crushing defense. They have a great running game. Their quarterback is sketchy. However, they blew a 9-point lead at the end of the game last week. I'm gonna.
All right,
I don't.
here's the thing. How do
I
the
might.
Breakers bounce back from last week?
Yeah.
Like, how do they bounce back? What do you think? You think they because they're definitely a better team than the Gamblers.
Yeah.
And even though I want to root for my team, the Gamblers, our team, the Gamblers, our legit USFL show, which you could also bring it, which if you type in www.legitusfl.com, it brings you right to us. Anyways, buddy, what is the total spread?
The total spread for the game is 4.5.
So New Orleans is only favored 4.5 over the Gamblers.
Yeah.
All right, I got to take that.
I think it's going to be a close game with Houston's defense. I think they're going to be able to hold the Gamblers in and use their running game maybe to score. Maybe their quarterback will come to life. I wouldn't bet on it though. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Breakers.
Oh, so are we officially in agreement?
We're unanimous.
Wow.
Look at that.
Boy, that means big week for you again.
Tended vodka.
Big week for you again.
Hopefully.
Right? Last time you agreed with me like this, I told you big week for you, and you went 4-0.
Right. True.
Bringing you back to the non-dark side of the USFL. So, all right, bud. I want to talk about the NFL draft a little bit.
Oh yeah, please, let's do that. That was a lovely draft. Even though it was kind of like there wasn't huge names that were in it. It was still like pretty good for some good teams.
All right, so did you hear the rumor or whatever it is? It might be true, but the picture that got taken of Jerry Jones holding his draft list and his player rankings.
No.
And the thing is, number 1 and number 2, who do you think they were?
I'm going to say the Giants' number 5 and number 7 picks.
Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what my Giants did, man. They were in a great situation, like I told you, where there'd be 2 tackles available, right?
Yep.
If they get the 5 with 2 tackles. Because at worst, Carolina can take 1, and there'll be 1 still left at 7. The fact that Kayvon Thibodeau, who, man, he's going to have like a Warren Sapp type career because he's got that kind of like attitude, that whole like pizzazz about himself, and he got the same knock that Warren Sapp got coming out of Miami University. I don't know why I'm forgetting the U, but so like they're very similar like that in that sense. And the thing is, this kid, if you took away all that, the off field, like I guess whatever they think it is,
yeah,
he'd have to be number 1. Like, so all right, so the draft started and Trayvon Walker went to Georgia. Now, I was very happy with this because I didn't want Trayvon Walker.
Right.
I don't think he was that great in college. Like on that Georgia team, I don't think he was completely my favorite. So
that Georgia defense, there are so many defensive players that went from that team. I'd swear the entire defense itself were drafted into the NFL.
All right, but here's the good and bad of that.
I hope not, because my Dolphins took somebody off of that team as well.
All right, but check it. Here's the good and bad of that, right? When everybody's really good, then they cover for other people's mistakes and make it look like normal. Yep. So you might end up at 1 or 2 guys that were just good in that system, that when they come out on their own and they got to figure out how to get past people and, do these other things, there might be a couple duds. You got to expect that, I would think, right? I mean,
yeah, they're 20 to 22-year-olds playing with grown men who have been playing the game a whole lot longer and a whole lot bigger and stronger. I don't know. I have more faith in the veterans, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So, all right, so he goes first, Trayvon Walker, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm fine with that. Like, he rose up because of his combine stats and that stuff. I always let that go, right? Then Detroit comes up and takes Aiden Hutchinson. Now, I think Aiden Hutchinson's going to be a real good defensive end.
Yep.
Like a really good defensive end. I don't know if he'll be as good as Kayvon Thibodeau because, quite honestly, Thibodeau's first step is the fastest first step I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And every Giant's great. Strahan, Umanura, Tuck, JPP. Their first step was brutal on the outside. That's how we did it to you, you know? So, anyways, Aiden Hutchinson goes to the Lions. I don't know what that does for the Lions, but okay. And then here's the one that got me, right, buddy? Pick 3. Derek Stingley to the Texans. You're the Texans. You just lost Deshaun Watson. Your team was crap last year. Just crap.
More garbage.
And you go after Derek Stingley, who I didn't think was the best cornerback in the draft. Your thoughts?
I don't know, Mike.
Because right after him, buddy, to number 4 went Sauce Gardner to the Jets. Sauce Gardner is a much better defensive back.
Yeah, right.
I'm being serious. Like, why do you think they jumped up like that? What was that all about?
Maybe they see something in him, Mike. I don't know. These coaches.
And wouldn't you trade out if you were Houston? If you stunk that bad, you're trying to tell me you wouldn't trade back?
You got a lot you got to rebuild on. You would think they would, yeah, maybe. But
only reason the Giants didn't go doing that is because they had 2 picks right there, and they just
that's 5 and 7. That's nice.
So now 5 comes, and Kayvon Thibodeau falls in their lap. Now this guy's he's an absolute beast. Like I was watching his clips, and it's like, does he look like he takes plays off? Well, he did, but you know what? It was college, and you know what this guy never wanted to do? He never wanted to injure himself in meaningless college games because he knew he was going to the NFL. So
19 sacks his senior year, 35.5 tackles. That's a beast, dude. That's
what I'm saying is, as his character shows, he's all about him and his brand. So that turns a lot of owners off. But the thing is this: when it comes to real NFL games, my man's gonna play.
Right.
He wants to make himself more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Then Akeem Ikwanu went to the Carolina Panthers next. I loved him, Ikwanu, right?
Yeah.
Didn't think he was the best tackle in the draft. Again, this was one of those situations. What do you think?
I think it's a good pick for them because Carolina they're going with Darnold this year, who's I think is garbage. But to give him any more time in the pocket to be able to throw the ball and focus on not throwing it to the opposing team, I guess that would be a plus for Carolina. So that's probably their best bet.
So all right, let me get back to this. Where did I leave off? All right. So the Giants end up taking Evan Neal.
Yep.
Now
plays for the worst football team in the country. Plays for the worst coach in the country, but a good winning team and a coach that honestly, as much as I can't stand him, really knows the game of football. So a lot of good products bounced out of Alabama in the last 5 or 10 years.
So here's the thing that jumps off the page though with this, right? So this guy Evan Neal is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were starting a franchise, bud, would you take as your first round pick Evan Neal, a left tackle that he's really a left tackle. He can start left tackle for any team. Or Justin Fields, a quarterback. To build
I would take Evan Neal. A good offensive line is hard to find these days. You could put any decent C-rate quarterback behind the center, but you really need a solid. As long as he's got a solid line to protect him, he's gonna play at least decent. He's in the NFL for a reason.
So buddy, check it, right? That's the trade that happened. When the Bears traded for the Giants to get up so they can go up and get Justin Fields, we got their first round pick, which was number 7, which is Evan Neal.
Yep.
So without counting the next couple, because there's I think a pick in the 3rd and the 4th, without counting those 2, I already think we won the trade. I would take Evan Neal over Justin Fields myself.
I don't think Justin Fields played that good this year, but I don't know if it was necessarily worth it.
All right, so let's jump a couple because it went Drake London to the Falcons, which I felt like the owner was like, we need a receiver that's a big name.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right. They needed somebody to replace what's his name?
Everybody. Just go down the
everybody.
list. He went to the Titans
Cordell
last year.
Patterson left them, right?
Was that?
Or is Patterson? I mean, he was found his career in Atlanta, but I think he even left.
He's just running back. So anyway, Drake London. Then Charles Cross went to the Seahawks, which that was good to see because that's a real good tackle. And if they're going to get any better with any quarterback under the center, they're going to have to block, and they could not block last year. That's why Russ was really excited about leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So he really was. So all right, let's go to.
I would tend to the Jets. I honestly, the Jets are a garbage organization. I've hated the Jets almost as much as I've hated the Patriots forever, but they're putting a lot of good weapons in New York, and I don't know, Garrett Wilson, Ohio State. They just a top echelon team in college football. They put out a lot of good players. So that seems like a decent pick for Zach Wilson.
So, all right, here's my take on this pick, and I'm gonna mirror actually almost what Big Stu said. I thought they would go for a bigger wide receiver. They already got this guy in spades. Like they got so many of them. Like why get this shape, height, size receiver? Like you know what I mean? The Jets need that guy to go over the middle, the bigger guy. They don't have a guy to go up and get stuff. That big dude, he's 6 feet, 183, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Well, it's the Jets, too. So you never know what
small arms.
Right. I'd like to see the Jets fail as much as possible because we're in the same division. But
they just seem. They just seem like jinxed or doomed, don't they? The Jets.
Oh yeah, they're terrible every year. Even when they do well, they end up doing terrible.
God, I don't know why
maybe Joe Namath made like a deal with the devil, and this is like maybe because they still call themselves the New York Jets when in fact they're the New Jersey Jets. I don't know, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know about that because then the Giants would be the same. And the Giants don't mind getting called being the New York Giants. I mean, and what's funny is when you go to a Giants game, right, and you realize how you get there as far as being bussed in or where you can park or like taking the train in, you're basically going to New York.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. Like, I had to go to the what's the main train station in New York? Is it Grand Central?
Grand Central Station, Mike. Yeah.
All right, so me and Junior went there because we just what was I saying? We just went to like a Giants game. So we're going to a Giants game. I'm sorry. We get a lot of people asking us questions. Went to a Giants game and had to get off at Grand Central Station, right? And we start walking, and immediately you realize where you are, what's going on, all this stuff, right? So Junior's not really accustomed to it, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I'm very overly protective. That's just how I am. So I'm walking, and this guy starts walking towards us, and his shoes are grade taped to his feet. He has like soles grade taped, like. He put so much work into those that I was like mad. I wanted to say to him, like, dude, if you could spend that much time being that constructive, right, to build shoes out of great, like, where'd you get the great tape? It's expensive. So great tape and soles, right? I was like, wow, dude. But anyways, he came walking towards us, and he's like, can I, whatever. And I was like, no, man, all set. And he was like. He said out loud, "You hate the Japanese?" Like, that's what he yelled, right? As if, like, people all around were going to say something.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a scene that he wanted.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, buddy, I said in the most calm, way, like, nah, F you. And I just kept walking. Like, in other words, like, I'm not playing the game. I said it in a way where he knew. I was like, nah, F you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't even bother me with that shit. Like, I'm not playing your game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was trying to do, bud. You know what I mean? Like, had that happen to me at the DMV. I'm standing there talking to my son about, oh boy. Oh, what's Forrest Gump's email address? It's no, it's oh god. What's his password? And it's like one Forrest one. It's something like that. But anyways, I'm just telling my right. That's what I'm saying. I was just telling my son a really dumb joke like that, like one Forrest one, and he ends up going. The kid next to us goes as loud as he can, buddy, and I mean as loud as he can. Did you just say something about Asperger's? And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. We're the DMV. Everybody and their brother turned around, right? And I'm like, oh brother. So I'm like, I go, no. I was telling a joke. And he's like, well, because it sounded like you said something about Asperger's. And I'm like, nah, it was a Forrest Gump joke. He goes, what? I go, one Forrest one. Just like that, like slow and deliberate. Because when you hear me say that, it's a punchline. Like, not a good one, but
Right.
that was used as a punchline. If I say one Forrest one, you know what I'm trying to say, buddy?
It's a joke, dude. Obviously, yeah.
So that's
I don't know. Maybe people need attention. Some people just need attention. Whatever. I don't know.
All right. So let me ask you this: as a Dolphins fan, what do you think of the team? Like, what do you think of what they've done? Do you like the fact that they went all in like that on
I am very excited that they went all in on that. Yes, Mike. Tyreek Hill is one of the fastest people in the NFL. He's been a damn good player for Kansas City for the last 3 years. Probably a difference maker in their offense for sure. It'll give Tua just another target between himself and Waddle. I'm very happy with that pickup. They
but is that the way they should have went?
Line work, but what?
So that's the way they should have went.
I like the Tyreek Hill pickup. I do. We gave up. We didn't draft until the 103rd pick. But I'm okay with it, Mike. It's a necessary piece. I like Mike Williams. He's a young, fresh offensive mind, which is something we haven't had in Miami for a very long time. Although I like Flores. I liked he was a big defensive guy, and that's kind of like what I like to lean towards. We just need some offense in Miami. We need something to be working.
You're right. You're right. Like
I do it when motivated. He plays well. He played well the second half of the season, but I don't think he's a superstar. Like,
buddy,
to be honest with you, but
here's the issue. So here's the issues I have with some of the quarterbacks, right? So like, let me just do a quick comparison. The problems I have with Daniel Jones are this: he tries too hard on every play, and then ends up fumbling, right? I mean, his offensive line's no good, so he just tries too hard and it causes fumbles. However, all his throws, I'm a big when he gets to throw it in the pocket. The rare game where he got time, he makes great throws. My issue with Tua is that I saw at least one a game. I've said this where he seems like he floats it.
Yeah,
he puts so much touch on it. It's like he's playing Nerf.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't stay in the air that long in the NFL.
Yeah, no, he does. He does a lot of floaters into the end zone, and sometimes it gets him in trouble, and sometimes it's a touchdown.
But why? You can't do that.
It's nerve-wracking as a fan to watch him do that, to be honest with you, because it causes great anxiety.
It should. You should not, dude. He should not do that. You cannot float the ball in the air in the end zone. That makes no sense.
Right. A hard-thrown football, a nice hard bullet.
Even if you're trying to throw it up and lob it, get the guy to go up and get it like a 50-50, it's still, you put some zip on it so he can get to the height of it and catch it. Not so he catches it as it loops down.
Or like worst case scenario, if a defender gets in front of it, it's thrown so damn hard he can't catch it. So yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah, the lob is like, what are you doing to it? Or sometimes he just won't even complete the pass at all. Or I don't know. I don't. I'm holding on still. I'm not giving up. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson by any means. I don't want anything to do with Deshaun Watson. I Tua is okay for now.
Yeah. I'm the same with Daniel Jones. I'm like, no, I'm happy about Daniel Jones. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a huge fan.
You guys
You
need
know
an O line, and you need a running back that will stay healthy.
what I mean? We need an offensive line. Period. That's it. End the story. And what we did. Geez, Louise. So they added 2 guards and a center that could start for the Giants through free agency, right?
Oh, nice.
So at least 1 or 2 could start at guard at the worst. They've got Thomas at the left tackle. They drafted Evan Neal at the right tackle, right? So now that just leaves 2 guards and a center. They drafted a guard in the second round, so they could have that kid play right guard and then one of those veterans play the center and left guard, and
Right.
that's a really good offensive line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel a center is. I'd rather have a veteran center.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have a bunch of receivers,
Mhm.
a ton of receivers. That kid, Wandale, what's his last name? The guy the Giants drafted. Is it Moore? Wandale Moore?
Don't know.
Come
Sorry.
on, the Giants
I
drafted
left
him.
the page. I left the page, Mike. I'm sorry. In the first round.
You know, second. It was only wide receiver. Wandale.
Jesus Christmas.
Wandale. I think it's Moore. I'm gonna keep saying it's Wandale Robinson. God darn it, that was the other name I thought. It's Wandale Robinson. This kid from Kentucky. He's another one of those just speed demon type kids. So Daniel Jones has no excuses. Like, get it done, kid. Right? That's where we're at. And I think Tua is in the same situation, I would guess.
He had Waddle last year, but he didn't have any. Devontae Parker we had, but Parker was never healthy more than a couple weeks, so that kind of hurt. We got Jaceki back.
Yeah, Parker cannot stay healthy.
Right, he's a great receiver when he is healthy, but he just, I don't know. Maybe he'll have better luck in New England. Hopefully not, but I don't know.
Not a big fan of Parker. So, buddy, let me ask you this.
No, I'm not a big fan of New England, but go
on. Yeah, what did you think about the whole Bill Belichick drafting the guy that nobody heard of?
The guard that could have gone in the third round. Honestly, Mike, everybody, I've been listening to talk radio all week long, and they've been dogging Bill Belichick and talking like, why is he making these picks? And what's he? Maybe he's too old, and he's 70 this year. Yada yada yada. I, as a staunch disliker of the New England Patriots, I actually kind of have a little respect for Bill Belichick because he's my kind of coach. I love his presses. Anyway, for years, people have done this after almost every single NFL draft. And while there have been years where he has made terrible choices, like N'Keal Harry, there have been other years where he has drafted people and people are like, oh, who's Willie McGinnis? Who's this guy? And these guys go on to be Hall of Famers. So my wife used to say, in Bill we trust. I want to say, yeah, you should have faith in Bill Belichick because he knows everything, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I'll argue that with anybody because you got to understand. Never mind, not never mind, but on top of the Super Bowls with the Patriots, he's got 2 with the Giants, right? And he's the reason they beat the Bills. I mean, a missed field goal, yeah, but that defense.
He took the Cleveland Browns to a wild card game too, before they moved to Baltimore.
It's just that Bill's the kind of guy where he needs everything his way.
His way, right?
And it's like, I don't want to argue with that because when he gets it his way, he's right.
He wins every time. Yeah, he's ridiculously good about it too.
But
So
like,
I gotta have that mortal enemy the New England Patriots are to me as a Dolphins fan. I gotta have that little bit of respect for one of that. So I respect Bill Belichick. None of the rest of them that fans are wonderful people, but they treat me terribly at Gillette.
oh,
I've got pelted
oh,
by
I hate. No, I
everything.
hate,
I've gotten beer poured over my head, ice balls pelted at me. People have tried to fight me in the parking lot.
buddy.
Assholes.
Buddy,
So
for a second here, let's talk Patriot fans, okay? Because I want to explain to you something. There's two types.
yeah,
There are two types of Patriot fans.
they're wrong.
There
'Cause
are there are Patriot fans, buddy, that have been Patriot fans since the helmets were white, and
right,
they'd go sit on those metal bleachers
right.
that they had for seats.
Old Foxborough Stadium. I remember those bleachers.
I've seen games there, and it's like it was fun to go to those games because they were losers, but people were still there to root them on.
Yeah,
right?
Your ass was sore in minutes. Yeah, it was terrible.
Now, cut to the Brady era, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's having parties at their houses. All the wives got involved. I
Right.
don't mean to sound sexist when I say this, buddy,
Everybody's a football fan.
but all the wives ended up with pink hats. And then
Of
once
course.
you started getting pink hats, you gotta understand something. And this is how my twisted mind works. For every pink hat I see in the crowd, I think that's one ticket that would have went to somebody who wants to see the damn game. They don't want to just dance in the seventh inning. They don't want to just, you know what I mean? Like,
Let me jump on the bandwagon while it's hot. That's my mother, right? Perfect example of one of these types of fans. Never watched football a day in her life. Not a day in her life. It was always on TV. It was always in the house. Never watched it. Could care less about it until it became trendy to follow the Patriots because they were always winning. And then she started watching football games. Now she watches every week. She'll watch the Bucks game because she loves Tom Brady. So
yeah,
right there,
all right.
you gotta see that she's not a real Patriots fan.
Sorry.
And then the Patriots.
I apologize then because I don't mean to now pick on your mom.
Defend her because I bust her balls about this.
No. I can't defend her. Buddy, I can't. And she's one of my favorite people, believe me. But here's the thing. Here's what killed me the most, because this is where I was going to go with this. So you get these pink hat Patriot fans that they just want to have the party of it, right? So what happens? Tom Brady leaves, and all of a sudden the team's not very good. And they've got like all these like potty drinks and like Jello shots made, and they're all going, "Are you not coming over?" Like another thing, words. It was, buddy. It was an annual thing. Oh, you're coming over for the playoffs, right? This year again? Yeah, every year.
Of course, every year.
This year was
every
like
year at Jeff Sounds watching the goddamn Super Bowl because it's the
but
Patriots.
all right, so now they're going, what do we do with all these drinks? And they go, well, Tom's playing for Tampa. We'll root for Tom. And I'm going, you can't do that.
He's not yours anymore.
You cannot do that. You're not allowed to do that as a fan of a team. You don't jump ship of your team and you're not, buddy. They're not allowed to because look, they got to learn to lose like us. Get in line.
Exactly.
Get in line.
Mike, I've lived in Rhode Island my whole life. So we've known the Patriots to be a losing team
for a long time.
For a long time. And then in the early 2000s, when my team started to really slump, the Patriots started really to come to life. So it would have been really easy for me, because my wife was a huge Pats fan, her entire family. They went to the Squish the Fish game in '84. These are hardcore Pats fans. They would have never let me get over it, but I could have easily jumped ship, become a Pats fan, and rode this wave like everybody else. But I didn't, because I'm a fan of my team, the Dolphins, and I'm never going to leave them. As much as they suck for 20 years, I'm never going to leave them because I'm a fan.
That's the thing. And there it is. Look, when someone suggests the idea of you changing teams and it seems completely foreign to you, like I could not imagine my identity without the New York Giants.
Right.
Like literally, I'm such a Giants fan. They've become part of who I am and changed me. They really have. Like I am. And dude, when they lose, I'm telling you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sucks.
Oh yeah, of course it does.
It's not till Thursday.
My grandfather was I was either going to be a Giants fan or a Dolphins fan. My grandfather was a Giants fan, and unfortunately, we didn't spend enough time together before he passed, and I ended up being a Dolphins fan. But I was like this close to being a Giants fan, Mike.
Brother Ray was a Dolphins fan. Then I went with the Giants, and then my younger brother just picked the complete enemy of my team and went with the Eagles.
Oh,
there was no other reason. There's no other reason to pick the Eagles. There was none.
I like the Eagles a little bit better than I like. I hate the Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
religiously. I hate Jerry Jones.
Yeah, but the Eagles are just like they're aggravating.
You must hate the Eagles. I went to see the Eagles play they played the Jets in Giants Stadium and the Meadow not Giants the old one the Meadowlands. Christ, like 14, 15 years ago now. But a good friend of mine is an Eagles fan. He has Brian Dawkins his jersey. It's signed from college, Syracuse. Fun facts, but they're I sometimes cheer for the Eagles, Mike. I'm not gonna lie.
You sometimes cheer for the Eagles. You're not gonna lie, buddy says.
I think of my friend Nick, and I'm like, hey, Nick would want them to win today, so I'll cheer for the Eagles.
So
not every my team, but if they're playing like someone like the Cowboys or the Redskins / Washington football team / Commanders, then I'll be like, yeah, go Eagles.
Yeah, I'm like, can't stand that team. All right, I want to try to share something, see if this works, because we got big things, buddy, happening here with legitpodcast.com.
Like speaking of autographs and stuff, are you talking about that?
Yeah, a little bit of that. So here's what's going on. So here is the website. Now, what we're doing is we're going to focus more on the website because I want to get out of the whole radio thing. And the reason I want to get out of the whole radio thing is, like I told you, people keep telling me they'd rather see us than whatever. So This is the memorabilia. Now, look, here's what we're going to do. The first show is going to be on Friday at 8 o'clock, our trial show, right? And then after that, it'll be every Monday and Thursday at 8. Now, here's how it works, buddy. There's 8 spot divisionals. So say there's the Then and Now jersey break. That's Hot Minis. I mean, that's my guy Minis. Legit potluck. Well, let's go to the whole thing.
What's legit potluck? That sounds fun.
There's a bunch of really nice things in there. So these are all the different breaks you could buy into. Once they sell out, we post it again. So if you go to Then and Now jerseys, look, it says this. Then and Now jerseys. This break is headlined by players like Cam Jordan, Clinton Portis, Ozzie Newsome, and more. Mm-hmm. So you would pay $25, buddy, to enter our drawing. We would randomize the names, and you'd be given a division. So say you were given whatever. So say for this guy, say for Clinton Portis, you were given for some reason NFC East, and we'll have different box numbers. Somebody in the room calls out a box number. We open up the box. Whatever team that box number belongs to goes to that guy who bought in for the $25 and got assigned that team. Nice. So you're not actually buying a product; you're actually buying into a break. I want to make sure everyone knows that. That's how these breaks work. But so these are all the ones we have, and I mean, like, look at this one: the defensive monster minis for $35 to buy in.
Yep.
This break is headlined by players like Warren Sapp, Dick Butkus, and Rodney Harrison. These are all certified too. All the autographs are certified. So
are those the mini helmets?
There's 3 different mini helmet breaks: offensive, defensive, and that's my guy. There's 2 potlucks.
Oh, nice. All right. So what are the potlucks?
So the potlucks have stuff like, you know what? Here's something great. So, buddy, in the potluck one, right now, there's a Jamal Lewis football, a Kyle Kuzma signed Laker basketball.
Wow.
An old school Houston Oilers Curly Cup full-size helmet.
Houston Oilers. Wow.
Full-size Jalen Johnson helmet. 2 jerseys, Shane Bieber with the Guardians, and then Dante Hall with the Chiefs. 2 minis in Keenan Hall and Jamal Lewis. And then we're still considering if we're going to include the baseball bats, which would be Randy Johnson in one of them, and
that's huge.
And Fernando Tatis Jr. in the other.
That's huge. The big unit's a Hall of Famer. That's even though it's a I mean, he batted in what? He batted in.
Bailey. Yeah, he didn't. It's not like he was signed
He
back.
batted in Arizona, but I mean, still, he's a Hall of Famer. It's just
So, all right. So, potluck 2, buddy, would be a Darius Leonard signed football.
wow.
I have a signed cleat, and I don't have the guy's name, so excuse me on that one, but it's a cleat. And then 2 full-size helmets. And then here's where the hidden. This is where the hidden big one is, and I expect this one to go fast. One of the ones is Cole Kmet. The other is Michael Irvin.
Oh wow.
Then I have 2 jerseys: John Rocker from the Braves, if you remember that wacko, and Charles Tillman with the Bears, and then 2 minis, another Keenan Allen, and another Jamal Lewis. And by the way, they're both like different lunars than the other ones. That's just the pot. That's just what we got in potluck, buddy. Like listen to this for 1 second. Let me go down. I want to go down. My favorite one is the defensive monster minis.
Yep.
There's 15. So there's 15 in this thing right here, right? So every time 8 sell, it's sold out, right? That's 1 break. And then now we're down to 14 boxes. And then every time that sells out, that breaks onto, you know how that goes? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So in the 15 people in this defensive monster minis, you have Neil Smith, Patrick Queen from the Ravens, Mean Joe Green, Warren Sapp,
Green.
Patrick Willis, Dick Butkus,
wow,
Rodney Harrison, Robert Mathis, Rick Upchurch, Adeo whatever, Dan Hampton, Deron Cherry, Denzel Ward, Jason Taylor, Tremaine Edwards.
Jason Taylor.
That's slamming, is it not?
You got a ton of Hall of Famers in there and a ton of potential Hall of Famers. That's wonderful, Mike. I want to what if you go back, I did see one that a block that I would the primetime jerseys. What do you got for jerseys, Mike?
What do I got for jerseys? All right,
yeah.
All right.
Primetime jerseys. That sounds.
So let's go to the 2 jerseys.
They put the lights on and the spotlights and stuff.
So, all right, the primetime jerseys, and then we'll do the then and now. So for the primetime jerseys, buddy, it's Fred Warner from the 49ers.
Yeah.
Derek Johnson from the Chiefs. Jalen Johnson. Bobby Okereke and the Colts. Then Marquise Brown on a Ravens jersey.
Oh, wow.
And Marquise Brown on an Oklahoma Sooners jersey.
Oh, wow. It's college. Oh, that's cool.
And then Justin Smith on a Cardinals jersey. Now, he was, again, that's that tight end in the Super Bowl for the Steelers that dropped the touchdown in the end zone. He was a Hall of Famer for the Cardinals, signed with the Steelers, and then against the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, what's his face hit him right in the end zone. He dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Then Charles Tillman, which is Peanut, Marlon Mack, and then Cliff Averill, which is a beauty Seahawks jersey.
Yeah.
That's now awesome. In then and now.
Yeah.
Cam Jordan, Refrigerator Perry.
Wow.
Ozzie Newsome, Dante Hall, Dan Hampton, Clinton Portis, Lenny Moore on a Colts, Justin Smith, the same guy, I have 2 of them. Robert Brazil, which is an old school Oilers blue jersey. And then Jim Langer, which is a Miami Dolphin green Hall of Famer.
Nice. You get the fridge. A lot of these Patriots fans are going to come out of the woodwork. Hopefully, again.
That's wonderful. For that, let me tell you something about the big size helmets. Then, if you want to hear where the Patriot fans are going to flock to.
You got something good.
I know I got one they're going to want. So I got 13 that I'm in this first draw. It's Joe Theismann and Rocket Ismail both on Notre Dame helmets.
Wow.
Some people hate it, some people love Notre Dame, but they're both on Notre Dame helmets. That's Dante Culpepper on the Vikings purple. Jarvis Landry on an LSU helmet.
Wow.
Now 2 Rams Hall of Famers. Eric Dickerson, Jerome Bettis.
Bam.
Percy Harvin from the Vikings on a lunar black Vikings helmet that says Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Christian Okoye on a black Chiefs helmet. Kwity Paye on the Colts.
Straight out of North Providence. Nice.
Close. Warren Sapp. Raekwon Smith.
Wow.
Ron Yori on a white Lunar Vikings. He's an old school guy. and finally on a white Luna Patriots helmet, Ty Law.
Wow, Ty Law.
Right?
Damn. That's pretty big, Mike.
It's the thing is this. When discussing this, it was all about like, do we, how do we do this? Like, what nights do we sell this? And like, how do you feel? And it comes down to this, buddy. The product that we have is so good that, yeah, I'm fully confident. And so is Joey. Like, after you look at it, it's like, if you have that kind of content, why would people not pay the entry fees? Like, and here's all the entry fees. You can see them. So for like the defensive monster minis, it's $35 to buy in. You take a $35 chance and you end up with like a Dick Butkus. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty huge. Yeah.
And then the full size are literally $50. Those helmets, you get a helmet like that. It's going to be a lot more than that. God, a lot more. They're $40, something like that. But there's different prices for everything. So that's going to be a big thing for us, right? On top of that, again, I'm somehow 10-2 in the USFL.
Oh God, here we go again, huh?
That is but that's pretty epic. Like, that is pretty epic.
It's
9-2
pretty good, Mike, from a betting point of view, yeah.
So I mean, we gave you our picks at the beginning of the show. Go back and listen, and then go to the track or wherever it is you go and make your bets.
Go to the track,
buddy. What would you like to say to wrap this up on Fongool?
Well, it's been a good
Why don't you
show,
mention
Mike.
the festivals?
Tune into the games this weekend by all means. Should be good. Me and Mike picked the same, so hopefully we picked all the winners. This Sunday, tune in on Legit Paranormal Live at 7:05. We'll be joined by Robert Rigby. Robert Rigby is a 35 years he spent as a forensic psychologist, interviewed people like Ted Bundy on death row in the early 80s. Robert was also had his first paranormal experience at age 4, so he's a medium as well as a forensic psychologist. He walks the fine line between psychology and parapsychology. So we're gonna have a really good talk about. Honestly, I want to hear about Ted Bundy. I want to hear about like what's it like to talk to a sociopath like that. It's just like incredibly fascinating. So tune in Sunday Night Live at 7:05 for Robert Rigby.
Yeah, and I'm just worried he's going to start talking to us and go, boy, you guys are really messed up. And we're going to go,
oh, you have no idea, guy.
No, but you know what I mean? Like all I needed was you guy to tell me that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what's funny, buddy, is in my head, right? Whenever I'm doing things in life, I always have the funny Italian response. Like what an Italian would say in that situation that would make me laugh, but would still be like either like, I don't know, disrespectful or whatever. But it's just like my favorite thing about Italians is when they would do the, but how do you not know? You know that one?
Yeah.
But how do you not know? That's their argument with you. It's just like, no, yeah, but I did, yeah, but how did you not know? And I would just stand looking at my dad. I don't know why I didn't know. How did you not know? I don't know why I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like he breaks you down that way. Doesn't ask you like why you did it. Doesn't ask you like what happened. Just says, how did you not know? And I'm going, yeah, well. Buddy, other upcoming events. Whoa, Sprain Beer.
Oh boy. May 14th, join us live. We'll be in West Warwick. You can see us. You can talk to us. I can sign on your whatever.
Yeah, the Banshee Fest.
The Banshee Fest. There'll be bands playing. There'll be Legit Paranormal will be there. Ocean State Paranormal will be there. Other paranormal teams, former guests that we've had on the show, including Chuckles the Clown, who's hosting the whole event, and he is donating all profit made to the Rhode Island Food Bank, which is a wonderful organization. So we're going to be there raising money with Chuckles for hungry people.
And who's hosting, buddy? Who's the host?
And emceeing the event is the man sitting to the right of me, King Michael. and he'll be telling some good old-fashioned Italian jokes and references, and maybe talk about the Moloch and ghosts and fun stuff. So stop
Buddy, I
on
was
by.
thinking,
I think it's $10 at the door, and 12 and under are free. And
buddy, can I tell you the
all
truth?
going hungry people.
Buddy, can I tell you the truth?
Tell me the truth, Mike.
I wanted to first of all dress up either in like a full suit or at least something sharp with the
So
sun with the hold on.
full Goomba. Oh, here we go. Oh
No.
God, here we go.
What I'm saying is I want to get the
The
sunglasses.
sunglasses and the
And
goddamn
then-
belt's gonna come out
And
now,
then
right?
now, buddy, if I was dressed with like a tie or something like this, right? My hair done with the glasses, and I just stood still all the time, the whole day. Like when people like regular day, it was like this, right? And I needed Joey Paranormal who's screwing out on me because he'd be the perfect guy. But I need a
Right.
guy that has like a briefcase handcuffed to his hand and he stands near me. And whenever I go up to the stage and take the mic and someone else is coming on, I look at him. Maybe I insult him a little bit. He opens the briefcase. I take out pieces of paper that have like penmanship like this on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell the jokes. And then I put it back in the briefcase. I straighten myself out and I leave. Buddy, by the end of the day, they would want to kill me.
Probably, Mike.
But
Probably. But it'd be
hopefully-
Keith and Carl Johnson, and they're really fun characters. So I don't know that they kill you. They might just like put a demon
Hopefully.
on you or something, Mike.
hopefully they'll understand
I think
what
they'll
I'm
laugh.
doing by the second time. And then people will be in on it with me. They're very intelligent people, so I'm hoping
They are smart people, and they do laugh. So it might turn out to your favor, Mike. So
all right. So for Buddy Thayer, it's me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This was Fongool from legitpodcast.com. We will see you again. What? Not Friday. No. Yeah. Tomorrow night, 8:00. If we can. If not, if we don't have the show tomorrow at 8, it'll definitely be next week, Monday and Thursday. Reason being, buddy, is Sunday is Mother's Day. That's a tough one. I mean, tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God our paranormal show is at night, you know?
We do.
So we'll see about that. All right. Thank you. We're done.